Hello, I'm Brian Downs. This is a republic if you can keep it. It's 10:35 a.m. on March 25th here in Orlando, Florida. Where do we begin? About Signal and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Hegseth was, of course, laughably unqualified to be Secretary of Defense. He never spent one day with even one star on his shoulder, but he was a Fox News talking head and a MAGA devotee. So Donald Trump wanted him for Secretary of Defense, and Donald Trump got him. Hegseth recently included the editor-in-chief at The Atlantic, a journalist, on a secret email chain detailing combat plans against the Houthi rebels in the Arabian Peninsula. These plans were being communicated back and forth among various members of the government, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of Defense Hegseth, on Signal. Where do we begin? Signal is a messaging app that you or I can download. It was designed by some software engineers, not a large company, not a big operation, just a few software engineers who wanted to provide the world with encrypted end-to-end messaging so that you and I and anyone else could communicate in privacy. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is using this item from the App Store to discuss combat plans for the American military. First of all, the American military, of course, has its own dedicated communications channels, which are designed from the ground up to be secure, to prevent foreign actors and bad actors from learning our military plans. These communications channels are maintained by American military and intelligence personnel whose full-time job is to make sure that they are secure. Signal, in contrast, is maintained apparently by a handful of software engineers. Now, I understand that those people claim that Signal is secure. No one but you and your counterparty can read your Signal messages. They claim that. Signal's been around for many years. If you were an intelligence agency or a law enforcement agency, if you were MI6 or the FBI or the FSB, you would, of course, dedicate resources to being able to read Signal messages. Because who wants to send Signal messages? Very often bad actors, terrorists, spies, cocaine cartel hitmen. So, the idea that Signal is secure is laughable. The history of computing tells us that the impossible becomes commonplace before you know it, typically in a matter of only a few years. How does Pete Hegseth know that Signal is secure? He doesn't. He trusts what Signal says in their blurb on the App Store. That it's being used for government communications is babytown frolics, is incompetence beyond comprehension. Now, also, he emailed it to the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic via Signal. He just sent it out to a journalist because he accidentally added the wrong name to his text chain. This is worse than accidentally inviting your ex to your 4th of July party. This is the sort of thing people are usually court-martialed for, or should be. This is the sort of thing for which people lose their jobs. Your duty is to make sure that information is secure. Your duty. And yet, here we have Pete Hegseth, who, when confronted by reporters with this enormous gaffe, denied that he'd done it, and simply heaped insults on the journalist who he'd emailed. This is a clown show. But Donald Trump wanted Pete Hegseth. Why? Because he's so good at his job? Clearly not. Because Pete Hegseth is a bootlicker.